SCP SL's most recent update added a brand new SCP, and no, it's not unplayable SCP like everyone's been begging the devs for ages. Instead, we got a gun that talks, which is honestly even better. You can torture it, listen to its deep philosophical theories, or even get it concerned for you because of your trash aim. But you may ask, how good is this fully automatic yapper? Well, today I'll cover everything from the basics of this gun to analyzing and comparing it with other weapons, and then determining if this gun is mid or absolutely broken. Anyways, let's not waste any time and get right into it. First of all, in order to use this weapon of great power, you'll need to show great responsibility by speedrunning your way to 914. Then you have to pray that you can upgrade your card to either a facility manager or an 05 card without getting killed by the SCPs, which are also, by the way, speedrunning their way to 914 because they know everybody's upgrading their card so they can get the new gun. And then you have to locate its containment chamber. The room is corner piece shaped so it can basically spawn anywhere, but due to how SCP SL layouts work, it's more likely to be found in the edges of the map instead of the middle. If you manage to find the room and take the gun before anybody else, then congrats, you now have a child. It is a bit retarded since I kept it in a fish tank and only fed it minerals for years, but it works. This weapon has 3 tiers and its tier 1 stats are pretty unique. It has a far right of a crossback and pretty minimal recoil, but basically has the same damage and penetration as Encom 15, which means it's complete ass against armor. Like, not even kidding, you're better off using the FSP-9 than SCP-127 at tier 1. However, to try and make up for that, you'll receive 25 Hume Shield that regenerates but can't stack with HP, and the gun will also slowly regenerate its own bullets, but you can't use any other ammo in the game. All of these stats will however get buffed when you reach the 2nd tier. But how do you change tiers? Well, you can't change them, you can only acquire them by killing and hurting anything alive. For tier 2 you'll need 1000 points of damage, and for tier 3 you'll need another 1500 points of damage. However, when you get a kill, it grants you an extra 150 points. Now here's the thing, if you're on the foundation team, raising the tier of this gun will probably be a piece of cake, due to plenty of class D which give you bonus points, or the fact you can just unload your whole magazine into an SCP and run without anybody bothering you. However, if you're a class D, things won't be nearly as fun. By the time you get the gun, a literal SWAT team will spawn which can extremely easily kill you because your gun only tickles their armor whilst you very likely have no armor. That's why I highly recommend risking waiting one more upgrade cycle and getting that 05 in 914 instead of on facility manager so you can open armories, because without at least combat armor and a solid secondary, your fate is sealed. So honestly, you're better off farming damage on the SCPs, but you have to be very careful not to waste all of your resources and then accidentally run into the MTF. Yeah, if you're a class D, good luck using this gun. Anyways, let's say things work out and you reach tier 2 after 1000 points of damage. Now here things are looking much better. Your penetration gets doubled, meaning armor doesn't fuck you over nearly as much now and the damage is slightly increased. But the main thing is that your fire rate has increased from 700 to 900, which makes it by far the fastest firing gun in the game. This firing speed can easily eat away any SCP's HP and can take out humans before they even equip their gun. The penetration is still not quite ideal for fighting humans, but its far rate definitely makes up for it. Oh, and your Hume Shield also gets doubled alongside your bullet regeneration speed. But how does this gun at tier 2 compare to other guns? Well, considering the gun tier list I made in another video, I'll probably put it in B+ tier against humans due to lack of penetration and damage, but definitely in S tier against the SCPs, since having a mini machine gun that has infinite bullets is guaranteed to rip and tear through any SCP given enough time. Now we finally got tier 3. Now this is where this gun literally becomes an array of death. Not only do you have 75 HP to protect you from damage, but the gun also now does 24 damage with 75% penetration with 1050 rounds per minute. I'm pretty sure that these numbers speak for themselves, though for demonstration purposes let's see how long a Logister takes to chew through 4 MTF captains compared to SCP-127. This was actually pretty close, but only because we were standing still. The Logister has a bazillion recoil when moving, unlike the SCP-127 with which you can literally run and aim with. So if this was a real in-game scenario where nobody will be standing still, SCP-127 will have taken the victory by a landslide. The high damage per second makes it the best gun in the game for close quarters combat and also the best for dealing with the SCPs. This is especially amplified because you have infinite ammo that regenerates pretty fast. It's also good on long range, but it is a bit challenging to use due to the aiming down sights recoil and the fact you have no scope. So yeah, if you manage to unlock this tier on the gun, know that you're wielding by far one of the best weapons in the game. If you die, SCP-127 will basically fall into a depression until he becomes best friends with the next person that picks him up. So to avoid this from happening, I've prepared some useful tips that probably won't help you live longer but are really good to know. When you get a kill, not only do you receive extra points, but you also instantly regenerate some ammo. By simply holding the gun, you will slowly but surely receive points towards the gun's next rank. Now this wasn't mentioned in the changelogs or by anyone really, but was making this video I'd definitely go AFK in a private server, and when I came back the gun's rank increased by itself, so yeah, even if you're a pacifist you can rank up this gun by simply holding it. Speaking of ranks, you can check what rank your gun is at by observing these lines right here. I think it's pretty self-explanatory how they work. Here's a fun fact, when holding SCP-127 SCP-127, it will not increase your stamina consumption nor slow you down despite counting as a firearm and not an SCP item in your inventory. Like I mentioned earlier, this makes it much easier to farm damage on the SCP since you can keep your distance much more easily. This also means that combining this gun with a few SCP-207 turns you to A-Train with a machine gun. Another good SCP item to combine with SCP-127 is the green goo. For every stack of danger, this liquid will reduce your ADS and hip firing accuracy by 20%. This completely eliminates the difficulty of using SCP-127 at long range. At the lower tiers of SCP-127, where ammo regeneration is slower, another important thing to watch out for is your ammo usage. If for some reason SCP-127 is your only weapon, make sure to not shoot out your whole magazine into an SCP. Instead, try to keep at least 1/3 of your mag loaded in case on Class D with a gun or another enemy suddenly appears. You will preserve the rank of this weapon if you escape or drop it, however if you die with it, you'll have to start all over again. SCP-127 will commentate about anything that happens in game, ranging from roasting the SCPs that die to having random schizophrenia yapping sessions. However, if you find this annoying, you can disable his voice in the settings and then also wipe the translation file of the game. This way you'll have complete silence. Or if you wanna take things to the next level, you can change his otherwise yapping text to useful reminders of what's going on in game. So in case you're in the middle of a battle or just aren't focusing, you'll have a literal text pop up to inform you exactly what happened. Anyways, that's literally all the important knowledge I had to yap to you in this video. Make sure to subscribe to not miss out on other important SCP SL updates, epic strategies and crazy challenges. Also make sure to join my Discord server because why not? And yeah, thank you a lot for watching and I'll see you next time.